All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. I see I got a few new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Try to give everything based in facts, no wild opinions or takes or that sort of thing. Everything based in facts. I've noticed there's a couple of younger people that have been watching the channel lately, and hey, that's no problem. I wish I had more young than my age, because most of the people my age know this stuff. If I can pass anything along, I'm happy to do it. Now, I've made videos about how this year is definitely softer, and it's a little bit watered down because of the age of the players and all that. But really, if you like this NBA, enjoy it. I'm saying that, and the people that are my age, even younger than me, we saw the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. We saw what the NBA, could be. And it was exciting. It was incredible. It really was. In the 80s, it was who was going to win, the Lakers or the Celtics, and they were doing all those battling and all that sort of stuff. Were the Lakers going to be able to three-peat? That was in 89, and the Pistons took them down. And then it was, were the Pistons going to be able to three-peat? Is it the Bulls' time? Who's going to finally beat the Bulls? Akeem Olajuwon winning back-to-back out of nowhere. The MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, in the Finals MVP. Nobody has done that before. It was very, very exciting. And then Shaquille O'Neal came around. Nobody'd seen anything like him. Kobe was like the second coming of a Michael Jordan. It was just an exciting time in the NBA. It really was. And if you go back and look, the NBA ratings rivaled the NFL. It did, plain and simple. And I'm not talking about a regular season game versus the finals. No, I'm talking about the playoffs versus playoffs. During that time, it was really close. But once the betting took hold of the NFL, it was over. Fantasy football and all that, it killed it. But the NBA didn't do itself any favors by, constantly changing the rules and dumbing the product down, taking the defense away from the players. And that's what this video here is about. And that is what we were used to in the 80s, 90s, even into the 2000s was just a different product than it is now. And I'm going to give you some prime examples. This is irrefutable. You can say it's no big deal. If you've already made up your mind, it's no big deal. But when you hear this, it's pretty hard to rebut these facts. So what I'm looking at is the MVP of the league or the scoring champion. Okay, these are going to be your premier players. So your MVPs, let's go back to 2000. You got Jokic, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis twice, Harden, Westbrook, Curry twice, KD, LeBron, Derrick Rose, LeBron, Kobe, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Kevin Garnett, Duncan, Allen Iverson, and Shaq. Okay, those are your players. And the scoring titles are Luka, Embiid, Curry, Harden, Westbrook, KD, Carmelo, KD, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Kobe, AI, McGrady, AI, Shaq. Okay, so here's the difference between those players in the 21st century and the players before that, 80s, 90s, let's call it. Now, when all defense came out in 1969, so that covers the last 56 seasons, when is the last time an MVP made an all defense? The last time was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, that was in 2020 and 2019. Before that, you got to go all the way to 2013 with LeBron James. So that means one player, now he did do it twice, in the last 11 seasons, the MVP was all defense, first or second team. The scoring champion, you got to go all the way back to 2009. That covers the last 15 seasons. And Dwayne Wade made a second team. To me, that carries a lot of weight. And when you go back in the 2000s, you got LeBron in 2010, 2009, and 2008. He was first team all defense, okay? In 2004, Kevin Garnett was the MVP, first team all defense. Duncan, both in 03 and 02, and Shaq in 2000. The MVPs were making all defenses, okay? And the scoring champion, not as many, but there were some. There hasn't been one in 15 years. In 09, Dwayne Wade was second team all defense. In 06 and 07, Kobe Bryant. And in 2000, Shaq was second team all defense. Okay? So as you can see, the 2000s definitely had better two-way players. It wasn't, you got this group of players who are great offensively, and then you got this other group of players who are great defensively. Now, you did have some of that in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but you had a lot of the same player was both great on offense and defense. Okay, let's take a look. I'll tell you what I'm saying. Going backwards, the MVPs in 1999, Karl Malone, first team all defense. 98, MJ, first team all defense. 97, Karl Malone, first team all defense. 96, Jordan, first team all defense. 1995, David Robinson, first team all defense. 1994, Akeem Olajuwon, first team all defense. Actually, was also defensive player of the year. Charles Barkley, 93, was not. But in 92, 91, Jordan, and then in 1990, Magic was not. Okay, let's look at the scoring champions. In 99, Allen Iverson didn't make it, but obviously Jordan in 96, 7, and 8 did. Shaq in 95 did not. 94, David Robinson, second team all defense. And then Michael Jordan, of course, from 90 to 93, won all the scoring titles. But as you can see, you look at especially the MVPs. You got Karl Malone, Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, 4 different MVPs made all defense. Karl Malone had multiple MVPs with multiple first team all defense, as did Michael Jordan. You had two MVPs multiple times winning the MVP and all defense in the same season. And then, in the scoring champion, obviously it was mostly Jordan in the 90s, but you got David Robinson in there in 94. Now, in the 80s, there were some, not as many, but way more than there is now. You had Magic in 87. You had Jordan in 88. Yeah, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, so obviously he's first team all defense. But in 87, 86, 85, that was Magic, Bird, no. But Bird in 84 was second team all defense. Moses Malone in 83, first team all defense. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1980, first team all defense. So the MVPs were winning, were making all defenses also. You got Jordan, you got Bird, you got Moses, you got Kareem. Now the scoring champion was basically, only Jordan, because not very many players ever have won the scoring title and first team all defense in the same season. In fact, before Michael Jordan, now granted, all defense didn't come out till 69, because, Will Chamberlain probably would have got some of those. But if you go back to, 1969 at its inception, Jerry West in 1970 was first team all defense. Kareem in 71 was second team. After that, you go from 1972 to 1987, a 16-year gap that the scoring champion did not make all defense. Now, you look in the 70s for MVP, there were some there too. In 79, for MVP, you got Moses Malone, second team all defense. 78, Bill Walton, first team all defense. Kareem in both 77 and 76 was second team all defense. 74, Kareem, first team all defense. 71, Kareem, second team all defense. 1970, Willis Reed, first team all defense. So the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s had players, they won the MVP and made first team all defense. That's what I'm trying to tell people, I mean, literally in the last 11 years, you have Giannis, one guy. That's it to win MVP and make all defense. Now, for a scoring champion, You got to go 15 years for Dwayne Wade for a second team. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, so all told, in the 70s, you had 3 MVPs made first team all defense, 4 made second team all defense. That's great. The scoring champion got 1 first team all defense, that was Jerry West, and 1 second team, that was Kareem. In the 80s, you had 3 MVPs made first team all defense and 1 made second team. And I went through as Magic, Bird, Jordan, whatever. And the scoring champ, 2 first teams, and that was Jordan, 88, 89. In the 90s, 8 out of the 10 MVPs in the 90s were also first team all defense. And it wasn't only Jordan. How could it be? He didn't win 8 MVPs. No, it was Jordan. It was Karl Malone, who did it twice. It was David Robinson. It was Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, it was more than one guy. And then the scoring champion, yeah, Jordan, got 7 scoring titles while being first team all defense. But there was also another player that David Robinson in 95 snagged the second team all defense. 2-way players. That's what I'm talking about. The 2000s had 5 MVPs made first team all defense and 1 second team. Two scoring champions got first team all defense and 2 got second team all defense. That was, Kobe got the 2 first teams, Shaq got a second, and D. Wade got a second in 09. The last player to do that, scoring title with an all defense. The 2010s, only 4 first teams, and that would have been LeBron twice. Or actually, LeBron in 2010, 2012, 2013, and Giannis in 2019. And then the 2020s, only 1, Giannis. That's it. So as you can see, we just don't have the 2-way players like we did back in the golden era, as I always call it, the golden era. I mean, it's insane when you really think about it. MJ has more years of scoring title and first or second team all defense than since the NBA started, 9-7. So every player in the whole league since 1969 who won the scoring title, Jordan won 10 of the 56. So of the other 46 scoring champions, they have 7 all defenses combined. Jordan has 9 of them. 9-7. Jordan against the league for the last 56 years. Think about that. And you also have to consider that Kareem, David Robinson, Shaq, and Dwayne Wade, 4 of those players was second team. So when it comes to winning the scoring title and making first team all defense, you're talking about Jerry West once, Kobe twice, and Michael Jordan 9 times. So, next time that somebody's trying to go on some rant about LeBron James, you just tell them that. You can say whatever you want about your longevity or whatever. And not just LeBron. That's just the player that's getting all this attention and media hype and all that stuff. But when you look at stuff like this, the historic greatness of not just Michael Jordan, but that era in general, you just don't have the 2-way players like you did back then. You didn't have David Robinson win the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the 90s. Hakeem Olajuwon won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Michael Jordan did it in 88. It wasn't in the 90s, but it was, 88 close enough. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about right here. This puts it all in perspective of why the old heads like me preferred the league back then, because people put just as much effort into the defense as they did the offense. And it was beautiful on both ends of the floor. Now with all this spacing and stuff, and that's fine. You want to shoot all these threes, bring back all the defensive stopping, the defensive 3 seconds, bring that back. Hand checking, definitely bring that back. And, call offensive fouls. Call traveling violations. Call it when you see a player, LeBron James is the biggest culprit, clearing out the lane with that left arm to make a right-handed layup. Does it all the time. It's incredible. Switching pivot feet. Call that stuff. And all this business about, and I did a video a couple days ago about the triple doubles. Well, they changed how they give an assist now. I mean, you could literally pass the ball to a guy, takes 2 dribbles, does some fadeaway shot or something. That's an assist. No, it's not an assist. The assist has to be directly related to, for him scoring the basket. They change all that. Basically, if you pass the guy the ball and then he scores, you get an assist. It's ridiculous. So triple doubles just don't mean as much. Plus, it's so much easier to get an assist to begin with because of all the spacing. It's just so easy. Rebounds are flying everywhere. All the missed threes. They might be shooting a lot of threes and putting up more points, but the overall field goal percentage is not better. You know what I mean? Like, they're not shooting 50% from 3 every night. Oh, no. So there's a lot of rebounds to be had out there and a lot of assists to be had out there. That's why you cannot compare this era to that one. And you can see, like I showed you, you had MVPs and scoring champions making all defense. You just don't see it anymore. One player in the last 11 years, come on. You can do better than that. No scoring champion in the last 15 years even made a second team all defense. Come on. Don't even come at me with this, how great this era is. Look, they might be just as skilled overall, but they're not as tough. They're not as fundamentally sound. And it looks like they have more skill because they're able to just do what they want. I mean, making open shots all game long. It's incredible. You don't see a lot of contested shots. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. This is something that was definitely, in the back of my mind here. I was like, where is all the two-way players at? And I had to look it up to verify it. And yeah, it was even worse than I thought it was. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It would help me out. And that's it. Till next time.